Hello, Aries. Welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. So, Aries, I'm going to start doing it's not really a new thing. I think I used to do it a couple years ago, and then I stopped, where once we get to the middle end of each month, I'm going to do a reading about the future month for you, like kind of a projection. So, in October 2022, we're going to look for you, Aries, career, projects, and money, personal relationships, and your area of growth. So I'm going to do that with a number of different decks. We're going to use the Crystal Intentions Oracle, the Return of Spirit Oracle, the Wisdom of the House of Night, the Tarot of Positive Clarity, and the Teeny Tiny Everyday Witch deck. So Aries, let's get started. I will say that the reading does start off on a fairly positive note, because the cards that I'm pulling out are fairly positive, which is good too, because it just gives a sort of, I think too, a positive way to look at any challenges that you might be facing in October. But the tarot always does come through to tell us just like it is as well. So you're going to get kind of all angles of the reading in this. Let's get started. Career, projects, money, personal relationships, and your area of growth. Aries. Fireball babies. Career, projects, and money. You have Surfinite. My mind and spirit are connected with each other and the divine. Ooh, I think, who had that? I think Aquarius had this. Remember the divine spark within. Aspire toward enlightenment, increase mental clarity and intelligence, improve telepathic communication skills. Wow, that sounds like you're really on the ball. It almost sounds like you have a sixth sense about things. So career, projects, and money, I didn't really get that for Aquarius. They had the same card, but I'm getting almost like a sixth sense. You just knowing, like, you know, because we're talking about career, projects, and money, you could just almost have an idea, like, you know what, if say you're doing sales, I really think I should go down to that neighborhood. Something's just telling me, follow your instinct and you'll get like a huge sale. You'll find a client that needs your service or something like that. There's something really, like, you're really connected. And I like that it says like your mind and your spirit. So it's almost as if like you get that feeling, that urge, and then your head is like, yeah, let's do it. This seems right. So you really follow your instinct. You have a bit of a sixth sense. And I also feel like it helps you anticipate any problems coming along as well. Because also on the back of this card, increase mental clarity and intelligence. So that kind of feels like, you know, how you utilize your ideas and how those affect your thoughts, how you bring that all together and create something with it. So that seems actually, it's kind of cool. So personal relationships. You have blue lace agate. It is easy for me to express myself. I am understood. I hear what others are communicating. So this is very nice. Speak the truth, listen well. Have the courage to say what you need to say. Be heard. Read between the lines. So, I mean, this is just really excellent communication in your personal relationships. So it does feel as though you are hearing what other people are saying, and even not what they're always saying, like some of the things that are missing between the lines. What's unsaid is perhaps sometimes what is most important in some of your interactions with people in October 2022. So that also feels like too, like even this, the way this is highlighted, I mean, you can have personal relationships in your work and your projects as well. So I feel like your sixth sense, your intuition is really kind of on the ball. And it's also in combination with a bit of a mental clarity and also coming through with how you're expressing and how you're absorbing information. And it kind of feels like being sort of like fair and honest in your dealings with people. Your area of growth. Leopard skin jasper. I observe my surroundings and know I am divinely guided. So funny. So when I pulled out this card and I saw leopard skin jasper, the first thing I saw was I saw someone in like a leopard skin jumpsuit. So I don't know if some of you are going to get a new outfit, but okay. Improve peripheral awareness. Become the objective observer. Increase consciousness of reactions to others. Increase mental, physical, and emotional flexibility. Holy crap, Aries. I really feel like you guys are going through some sort of feels like a huge leap in October in terms of your communication, a bit of like a negotiator also, you know, like hearing the sides of two stories, your story and anyone else that you could be dealing with. This is a really interesting, improved peripheral awareness. You know, this kind of clicks into the sixth sense, like the things that you don't really naturally see up front, but you're almost become aware of them on the sideways angle. You're really tapped in. You're tapped in, but I feel like I don't want to say you're not tapped into, you know, like receiving downloads and inspiration from spirit. I really feel like you're tapped in to what people's needs might be when you're dealing with them or working with them. Being aware of that, almost like being able to put yourself in other people's situations or circumstances, but also feel confident enough to kind of voice what yours is and how to manage all of that energy. Look at you, Aries. Oh, at the bottom you have rose quartz. I allow love and open my heart to attention, affection, and my romantic partner. So for some of you, if you do have a romantic partner, it might be a time for extra cuddles. It might be a time for extra communication, giving more attention perhaps to your partner. If you don't have a romantic partner, I think you're just really opening your heart. And I think in some of that is shown here in terms of communication with the people that you're dealing with. Or the people that are dealing with you. Let's go to the Return of Spirit deck. I haven't used this deck in such a long time. I have to get a bookcase because I have so many decks and they're piled up on each other now that I lose track of what I have. So, career, projects, and money, personal relationships, your area of growth. For October 2022 for Aries. Career, projects, and money. Commitment. So this is interesting. You know how I said kind of like the sales? Because like it's almost like signing contracts or coming up with I don't want to say new ideas. I mean, it just feels like ideas present themselves to you because you follow your intuition. Like you really kind of go with your gut and then you formulate a plan with your mind while you're doing it. So I do feel like, because this commitment card can be talking about releasing certain commitments, but also connecting yourself to new commitments. So some of you might be taking on new projects and in doing that, you might also be leaving some projects behind. I know it's like really open, like saying that, but that's kind of how it comes through. So personal relationships. Blue lace agate, fairy magic. Whoa, I love that. Is it easy for me to express myself? I am understood. I hear what others are communicating. You know, this card also had that read between the lines, right? That's the kind of energy that I would associate sort of with fairies and gnomes. It's not always obvious. It's not always apparent what is going on. But I really do feel like you're tapped in. It does kind of have the feeling like you almost can't lose for winning a bit in October, Aries, for communicating with people and understanding what's going on and as a whole, like not just from your own perspective, which too is very Aries because Aries is the first house. It is I am. But there is kind of magic around you with your personal relationships. You might also, I always like to say, like, I feel like angels and fairies and things like that, divine energy works through all of us. So there might be some people that you're dealing with that are harnessing fairy energy. Some of them may seem like they're creating obstacles in your path, but I really do feel like it's like there's an intention there. They're kind of serving spirit's purpose to help you look at things a little bit differently or learn through something and move beyond that. But I do also feel like some will be guiding you. But it's almost like look for these things. Like, you know, when you get fairy magic, it's not always obvious. So that's interesting. But I really think you're picking up on that. Your area of growth, leopard skin jasper, power. I observe my surroundings and know I am divinely guided. Wow, this kind of has a feeling like you can't lose. You can't lose. You're on top. You're just hyper aware. Yeah, like I would just say, October, you are so hyper aware. It almost is like a superpower for you. Like it's a new area of growth. Geez, change of mind is at the bottom. It's, yeah, I would say so. It's change of mind, change of approach, change of strategy, a change in terms of how you might navigate yourself, how you might communicate, how you might absorb communication as well from others. And it could potentially really, really be on the ball for you. Well, now, what does the wisdom of the House of Knights have to add to all of this for Aries for October? A little bit messy. Maybe October will be a little bit messy. Let's see. Career, projects, and money. Forbidden. Oh, shit. Forbidden. This card really talks about there are places that we're sort of not allowed to go sometimes in life. And then there are times where we will even briefly get access to these places. It sort of feels like that, but it's almost like you briefly get access to something. I'm going to stick with it because we're talking about career and projects and money. It really, I just keep picturing someone who's like a sales rep and they're driving around, and maybe it's typically a territory that you wouldn't be allowed to go into. You know how sales reps from the same company or will have specific areas. And it's as if the person's on vacation, or I don't know, your intuition almost tells you to go somewhere you haven't gone before. It could be something like that. It could be a physical place and you end up finding something that you would end up committing to, or that would commit to you, like sign a long-term contract. It's coming up to like that peripheral awareness. It's not something that you would readily, easily, typically notice. I really feel like you might be guided almost like side doors. Like I'm seeing a side door here because this is closed off with the gargoyles, sort of keeping things out. There's a side door here for you in career and projects and money. Your personal relationships, self-worth. That card with the, it is easy for me to express myself. I am understood. I hear what others are communicating. It does really seem like a balance between what your needs are and even still being aware of what the needs are of others that are around you. So there, I feel like you're not compromising what your needs are. You are still like maintaining that, but still considering others. It actually feels like really, really balanced. Yeah, it feels quite balanced. So if there's some sort of personal issues that you're working through with someone or anybody in October, you definitely hear what they're saying, but I think that you're not going to compromise what perhaps you need to do for yourself, or what also needs to be considered. If you're understanding both sides, you do expect whoever you're dealing with to also understand both sides. So your area of growth in October is wishing. Wow, that with the power. I feel like this is a new way that you are going to be kind of utilizing manifestation. Become the objective observer. Increase consciousness of reactions to others. Increase mental, physical, and emotional flexibility. It kind of has that feeling, you know, how you react or what you put out is also what you receive. So if you do approach situations, I feel like this area of personal growth is somehow maybe related to your personal relationships. When you do approach people in a certain way in October, if you are finding it very balanced and a very mutual cooperation, you're going to receive that. And it is definitely, it's almost like a really obvious way to show you what you put in is exactly what you get back in return. Understanding. Denial. That's curious. There might be some things that you've been denying yourself. Might be some things that you've been denying yourself that either you think they're out of your reach, you're not capable of accomplishing them, or there's maybe something taboo with them. It does really feel like kind of like out of your reach, but understanding. I do feel like also that if something is out of your reach, like you almost come to an awareness that there's a reason for that, like this fairy magic. Like I said, it could be like some people kind of appear in your life in October that might seem like they're presenting obstacles in front of you, but it is almost actually even an opportunity to sort of mediate and negotiate with them and communicate. All right, now it's time to get into the tarot. Let's really get into the meat and bones of this energy, Aries. All right, we're going to pull out a card for each one of these. Seraphonite, commitment, forbidden. Blue lace agate, fairy magic, self-worth. Leopard skin jasper, power, and wishing. What do you think of too, like just leopard skin? Like a leopard sort of really blends into its environment. The Knight of Wands for career, projects, and money. So this is, again, it's taken some sort of gut feeling, hunch that you have and exercising it, going for it, applying it. So if you go with your sixth sense in October, Aries, if I was going to kind of define this reading, I would say go with your sixth sense in October and be really aware of what you're starting to pull in with that. Because you're starting to almost see how you can use things to your advantage here. Commitment. Wow, the King of Cups. So for career, projects, and money, I do feel like there's something that A, you'd be really driven towards, and B, it's something that really like feels fulfilling. You're driven and you're fulfilled by this. There's a lot of emotion. Like you could feel really, really excited, but I almost feel as though you wouldn't be showing it. Like you wouldn't be showing much excitement about it. You'd be like pretty low key on it. But underneath everything, you would be fairly excited about it. Forbidden. The Hierophant. Oh, gosh, it is sort of coming up to, again, like the rules. You know, like if there's a certain area that you can't go in because it's somebody else's sales territory or something like that. There's an unusual opening or opportunity, either to see into something that you've not seen before. It could be behind the scenes in a work project as well, and you gain some sort of information about that that allows you this, like there's an excited feeling about this. Be aware of opportunities and take them. Go for them in October. Your personal relationships. Blue lace agate. The Knight of Pentacles. It is easy for me to express myself. I am understood. I hear what others are communicating. Wow. There's a real feeling with this card of not being taken advantage of, right? See, the devil is trying to distract her because there's a much bigger coin in her hand. You could be dealing with some people in October that may try to take advantage I'm kind of getting, though, not necessarily, they're not trying to take advantage, like literally, I'm going to take advantage of Aries, I'm going to do this, or it's almost like they're just looking out for their own benefit. But it is important here. I see you with self-worth, also managing that and making sure that you're also looking out for your own benefit and communicating openly about things like this. Like, oh, I see what you're doing there. I'm not turning my back. If you're going to offer me smaller coins, they have to at least weigh the same amount as the large coin. Oh, but wait, the large coin was a limited edition. So these small coins, no, that's not going to do. I'm really sorry. You know, it was a nice try. The fairy magic for your personal relationships, the 8 of Pentacles. So this could be something, actually, this could be something that, it's either, it could be people that you work with, like some of these personal relationships that are coming in with this. And just be aware, because fairies are really mischievous, but I think they do work through divine energy, but through a more familiar avenue of kind of like earth-like energy. So there should be something, I don't know. There could even be someone here in your work or career that might try to block you from something. They might have an intention for themselves in developing it and might kind of give you the impression like, yo, you know what? I wouldn't bother going down that street to make any cold calls down there or talk to anybody. I've been down there a number of times and yeah, that won't work, right? But if your gut is telling you, you know, I really don't think that's right, that just doesn't make any sense, then go with it. You're really being guided here to go with your gut and follow through. Self-worth. The Page of Pentacles. Ooh, it's almost like proving it to yourself there, isn't it? Kind of proving, you have a lot of pentacles, all pentacle cards for your personal relationships. So there's a lot of practical things that you're going to be dealing with in your personal relationships. Learning as you go. As you do this, like keep applying what you learn somehow in these personal relationships. It could be how you deal with people. If you've dealt with someone in a particular scenario, remember everything you learned about that. And then utilize that moving forward again. Like this is, it's almost like mastering something too in personal relationships in October. On your way to mastering it with the Page. Oh, it's the Page of Swords. I thought he was the Page of Pentacles. Oh, that's interesting too. The Page of Swords. Well, it's definitely something that you're almost observing yourself outside of you. Observing, you know how it's like we have a perception of, you know, how we come off or how we present ourselves or what our body language is telling other people. And then if you ever watched yourself like on a video or something, I do this, I get to the point where I really don't like watching myself on here because it is just so weird after a while. But it is almost like becoming aware of yourself somehow on another level in terms of personal relationships. You're becoming very aware. I think you even learned something new about yourself in personal relationships. And you might even master some form of trickery or unusual behavior that goes on around you. So your area of growth, leopard skin jasper, the 4 of Cups. I am observing my surroundings and know I am divinely guided. Doesn't that with this card almost kind of feel like becoming aware that why am I focusing on these things that don't really deserve my attention or my focus? And then kind of being guided into a different direction. So you're going to be shifting your focus. Or you're going to be at least shifting how you see things. And it feels like it's connected to say somehow how you're observing yourself. Power, your area of growth. Wow, judgment. Wow, rising up. I feel like it's a new superpower. I feel like you're having a new superpower in October, Aries. There is like, again, that just goes right in here with I observe my surroundings and know I am divinely guided. Both of these characters are being elevated. Being elevated to something different from where they've been or what they've been focused on and what they've been doing. But you're really getting help with this. I would say that the help was probably always there, but there is some sort of a point for you in October where you actually observe the help. You notice it, you see it. Wishing. Oh, the Two of Cups. That's interesting. So your area of growth. There might be something within yourself that you start to discover that is either an area that you want to develop and continue to grow so that you can continue to have or find really balanced emotional reciprocated relationships. The King of Pentacles is at the bottom. There is a lot of pentacles, particularly in your personal relationships. You could be dealing, some of this could be dealing with a boss or a colleague. There's something a little bit odd here in the career projects. I'm going to do a couple, actually what I'm going to do right here is the Forbidden and the Hierophant. What is this forbidden energy here for career projects and money? It feels like a no-go zone with this Hierophant sitting there. Forbidden. What is this forbidden? The Fool. It is an opening. Oh, that's a lot of cards. The Fool. It is a new beginning here. An opportunity. Is it blocked off to you in October? The Magician, the Knight of Wands, the Strength card, the Ace of Wands, and the Moon. It's definitely, I'm going to put these back in. It's definitely something that you want to focus on and manifest. There's a lot of excitement, drive. I feel like you find your strength in it and you keep driving forward with it, but then you hit the Moon. There's like something really unusual that you can't get past or you can't see through to what the destination would be. It's like an inkling. Really pay attention to your sixth sense. If this is something that you can't get through in October, I really do feel like it's something to be aware of because the opportunity perhaps is coming. The Hierophant. She's the Six of Wands and the Magician. You might get success for that. If you don't get success to something here that's been blocked off in October, I really do feel like the beginning is starting though with the Fool card. Like the wheels are in motion, almost as if this great big door is on a big gear and the gear system is slowly starting to open up. The Knight of Pentacles and the Blue Lace Agate. Oh, the Knight of Pentacles. So it's very independent energy. So funny message came in with that. Okay, because it says I hear what others are communicating, but I really don't care. I don't know. It's just, that doesn't really go with the rest of what I'm picking up in this reading, but I really heard that. I can hear what others are communicating, but I really don't care with the Nine of Pentacles. So, but maybe, you know, because I don't know, this is just very suspicious. It's suspicious behavior. So you might even be protecting yourself from suspicious behavior. I hear what others are communicating, but I don't give a fuck. So self-worth, Page of Swords. Self-worth, Page of Swords. The Four of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles. Well, geez, the Eight of Pentacles is connected to the fairy magic. And the Four of Cups is connected over to your area of growth. God, it almost has a feeling of really completely working through some sort of perception about what is even available to you in options. Not even believing certain things could be available to you, so you don't even see them as options. You don't even notice that. But it's almost like you realize, no, this is me. This is me sort of not believing that I have enough value for these options or this option. But you're mastering that, and it's come through with fairy magic. So the fairies are being Oh, wait, there's another card here that was flipped. The Wheel of Fortune. See, that's the circumstance that changes it all. The Ten of Swords and the Five of Wands. Could be some sort of, yeah. Why are the fairies coming in here? I feel like the fairies are coming in. And for those that are like, fairies, Cindy, I don't believe in fairies. Then I would describe it as unusual circumstances that kind of unfold around you that are sometimes unexplainable, and they're serendipitous, and the synchronicity behind it is kind of sometimes uncanny. It's almost as if to address something that needs to be addressed. It could be some sort of difficult ending. It could be feeling sort of betrayed here. You're mastering that. Again, though, I feel like this is just such a funny combination with, I hear what others are communicating, but I really don't give a shit. Your area of growth, leopard skin and the Four of Cups. And the Five of Cups. You know, I want to think, because you observe your surroundings, you know you are divinely guided. So you might have some shitty surroundings, honestly, like with the Five of Cups and the Four of Cups. But I feel as though these surroundings are there because you've had a focus on them, right? Like you continue to observe them. So this is trying to move your focus to something different. Power and Judgment. The Knight of Cups. Wow, that feels like really moving forward in a very free way here. Very free, very open, expressive, hopeful, poetic. Wishing and the Two of Cups. The Ace of Cups and Judgment. Wow. Your area of growth here is big emotionally. There's a big area of growth here in terms of communicating with others, back and forth communication. And there's also an area of growth here for you, like on the emotional front as well. So Aries, you have the Knight of Swords at the bottom, and that's it. So like really striking forward. Maybe at some points during October, also feeling a little bit impulsive. And I actually don't really know if that's a good or a bad thing for you, because it feels like in some areas, yeah, like you should kind of follow impulsive instincts here with your Sixth Sense and the Knight of Wands. But also give some things time to unfold. If it feels like, you know, there's something interesting there that really piques your intuition, but you can't quite access it yet. So Aries, I'm going to go do the extended. In the extended, I'm going to look at the most unexpected changes in October 2022 for you. Thank you so much, Aries. Until next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.